Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tech Productions. Today I bankrupt joined again by Jake and Fluff.
What's going on, y'all?
What up, beautiful people?
I was looking for like that second person and I realized there was no second person and it just threw me off my game for a moment.
Is the video in slow motion?
So there are two videos this week. This is the second one, which are played at normal speed. Fun little tech about being able to do commentary afterwards is that I can adjust the speed to make it within roughly 20 minutes, if not less. Your all's match lasted about 15 minutes, so I decided not to speed it up. So this is actually normal speed compared to either 120, 140, or even 200, depending on how long the matches go. But before we go into that conversation, today's matchup is actually Jake versus Fluff. Jake has brought back SS4 Vegeta just because it's a good deck, and he likes to play good decks. And Fluff has brought out Janemba because Fluff got beat by a TCG con. He's like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to evolve into this person. Both great decks, great matchup. So let's get into it, guys.
Yeah,
Get over how slow my hands look.
yeah. Going into this, I was kind of worried because I do a lot of like drawing cards and then charging cards off the top of my deck, and my deck size isn't that much to begin with. It's just I think 50 or 51. So I have to play this game very carefully if I'm gonna avoid getting milled out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how this match was going to go. I'm very familiar with Vegeta, and I'm trying to think about what Vegeta can do. So, turning the tides is obviously something that I'm extremely worried about as we get later into the game. I'm going to be a little bit worried about the baby ape. But we'll talk about those things as we get to them, because this deck actually surprised me a lot, and is in as much as how surprising blue can be.
Which is kind of odd because you were our SS4 player, Vegeta, for the longest time. And
Yeah.
just with the newer tech that's come out, because you kind of did take a break from that deck, obviously, to for us to make more profiles and more decks for the channel. We don't get a chance to stick around on one deck for the longest time. So just kind of seeing all the new tech being added, it was pretty nice. And I know, if I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, you kind of wanted to try SS4 Vegeta again because of Cody.
Right. Just the way he built and played the deck really inspired me to try it out, and I really ended up liking it. Fluff and I were talking at this event. Like, we have really similar tastes when it comes to decks in Dragon Ball, and I feel like the difference is our play style is a little bit different. Where I like to play more of like a pivot or mid-range style game. I think Fluff is best when he's playing like a true control list.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The thing that I really respect about you piloting a deck is you will take something so small and make it matter so much to the overall impact of the game. Like, you threw this East Kai down, and I was like, oh my god. Or is this West Kai?
I'm not sure which one
yeah.
she is.
Granny Kai. Can we
Yeah.
agree on that
Grandma.
one? Grandma Kai. So he put her down, and I was like, crap. That is pretty much going to stop me from wanting to play cards during your turn completely.
It's once per turn, if I recall correctly. Is it you bottom deck a card or is it an energy? It's something.
They bottom deck a card
Yeah.
if they play a battle card during your turn, and I'm not sure if it's once per turn or not.
Like, it's not once per turn. When I did get the read on the card, it's not once per turn. I almost burned a Beerus Destroys there just to get her off the field.
Yeah. I find Beerus Destroys is really good at sniping smaller battle cards like that.
This is you put the Boo Unison out, and we both play the Boo Unison, and I kind of chuckled to myself knowing what was coming in the next turn. Here, I'm just basically trying to get you to stop from ramping. I don't want you getting to 7 energy before like turn 5, turn 6.
Yeah, and I feel like this Kai is kind of done her job. I mean, she really didn't do much of anything, but I think we were talking a little bit about Reality Bender and how that card works, and I was like, I don't really need this on the board, so I might as well just combo it off.
Yeah. Because you're only really worried about Reality Bender, as far as I'm concerned. Like, the Bojacks aren't going to be that pressuring against you. You're not drawing a ton. You're not investing a ton into ramping and drawing. So you're not burning through your deck as fast as I would like, which you do a really good job of just slowing it down.
Yeah, early game, I was like, I'm just gonna play the game normally and draw as many cards as I need to. And as the game went on, once I got a decent size hand, I just decided to play things slower, like Fluff said. Just try and save the cards that are in my deck for as long as I can.
This is another example of one of those. You are basically just going to outvalue me over the course of the next turn or so. Your Boo is going to get so much more value than my Boo will get. And going back to that, you make little things matter in big ways. The barrier on this triple strike Goku is by large the most terrifying skill on that card. Not the triple strike, but the barrier.
Yeah, especially against blue that has difficulty with removing large battle cards anyway. Once the counterplay window is over with, putting barrier on something like this just makes it perfect for attacking down unisons or just going in against the leader and comboing heavy late in the game.
To me, all of blue's barrier removal is 5+. Janemba can't run it.
Oh yeah.
So there's like nothing. I mean, you kind of see I'm fanning through my hand and I'm just reading cards and I'm just looking for that little ignores barrier, and nothing in my hand ignores barrier. So I don't have a clean way to get rid of that card. And so that tilts me a little bit. And like now you've made barrier matter. And you do this better than pretty much anyone else at the shop or otherwise, but you make barriers scary.
Yeah, I feel like that's just honestly the direction the game is going. Like with the way some of the previewed cards work and just the overall like ease of removal at this stage of the game with the new Realm of the Gods cards. I feel like barrier is almost required if you want a battle card to be like a major part of your strategy.
Yeah. And we'll kind of see here that you don't just put one barrier battle card out against me. You put another one out. And this has been one of my favorite tech choices in blue for a long time. But these two cards together are a potential 5 total damage every turn against me.
Yeah, even if I don't get the activate main, which I did not there, you revealed a intersecting fates. So basically I just want to try and kill this Boo without you getting much value out of it at all. And yeah, you just go ahead and let me have it, because at this point it's only really going to get one use of the minus anyway. And like you were saying, from this stage of the game, I don't really have to play another battle card for the rest of the game if I don't need to.
No.
So I'm returning after doing a lot of looking stuff up. There was a major misplay. Fluff, you have 2 multicolor cards, a blue and a yellow card in your energy. Majin Buu is 4 blue cards. If I recall correctly, that Bojack does not count as blue, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I'm sure by the time I mentioned this comment, there's already been a comment made about that.
But for some reason I thought he was specified 3 when I tapped the 4. I don't usually charge a mono yellow energy on this list. But I needed to keep my hand as defensive as possible. So I went on ahead and charged that Bojack, knowing that God Sealing Trunks might be a factor. So that was kind of habit of just on turn 4 being able to cast the Buu. It probably behooved me. It probably hurt me more playing that Buu than anything else. I don't think that was something that worked out in my favor.
No. I mean, the fact that he was so easily able to take care of it kind of shows that.
Yeah.
But
while it is a misplay, it changes nothing.
So yeah, I was over here just like frantically looking around, like, hang on, I'm not missing anything, am I?
Yeah, I even forgot that I charged a mono yellow in this match because I almost never charge a mono yellow.
So bringing down Hatch, even though Fluff isn't going to be attacking anymore, it just gives you a bigger body for your next turn now.
Exactly. And it's pretty much the only window I'm going to get to use it. I feel like at this stage of the game, I'm going to have to just try and end things. Because I think Fluff's hand is like 14 or 15 cards at this point.
Yeah.
And even with these large bodies on the field, I'm unawakened, so my leader isn't threatening, and it's going to take too long to wear those cards in his hand down to a stage of the game where I can kill him, unless I can make a huge push. So I just go ahead and activate Tide. Now, we actually get this backwards with Tide. I shuffled my battle cards into the deck, and he doesn't from his drop area, but we both do hands. But it ends up not really mattering, considering that this is just like the final push from here.
This is game.
You actually said that, like, as soon as he played that in the audio, you go, this is it. I might as well scoop at this point.
Yeah, because really all he has to do is swing crit and then swing his triple striker.
Which is true, but Jake does it backwards.
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and do things this way because of the negate that he gets. But he was unawakened when I made the swing, so it would have been much cleaner just to swing with Android, but I just kind of did that a little bit wrong.
I wouldn't have had a card in my hand to get the negate.
Yeah, see, that I forgot you have to... See, I think I even asked, but in my mind, you were a restand 1, draw 1 leader.
Yeah, I wish it was a draw 2 leader instead of a untap 2. Just the barrier cards, I can't react to those, and then hitting that turning the tides was just the nail in the coffin. And I say this every time I play against you when you play SS4, I now want to play SS4 again.
Yeah.
The deck is just fun.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I don't think it, like, there are a lot of decks in the meta that can just kind of sit on its head and beat it, but I think it's got a good spot, and you really have a chance against just about anything.
Yeah.
So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to today's video. Keep on his button symbol and on screen while Fluff does the outro.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the hardest matchups that I could have asked for out of Janemba there. Just having to deal with those 2 barrier cards just kind of made the match almost unwinnable for the Janemba player, especially after the turning the tides hit the field. But anyways, remember to read your cards, know your plays, let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and Fluff out.